Hallelujah. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, y'all, we're going to go to Exodus 20 and read the Big Ten, what they call the Big Ten.
Exodus 20.
The laws, the whole of the laws, just an overview. The Big Ten is an overview of the law, of the whole law. Yeah. Y'all see what you did. That's Exodus 20. We're going to read 1 through 17. This is the Big Ten. Y'all good? Y'all ready? Hallelujah. And Elohim spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, your Elohim, which have brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make unto you any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down yourself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am a jealous El, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of Yahweh, your Elohim, in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but on the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh, your Elohim. In it you shall not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger that is within your gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heaven and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor your father and mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahweh your Elohim gives you. You shall not kill. You shall not break wedlock. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's woman, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, we're going to be reading Ecclesiasticus chapter 5. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5.
73. Page 73 in the red Bible.
Sister Pat 104. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5. 1 through 15.
I guess that is the whole chapter. No.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear, and add sin unto sin. And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resetteth upon sinners. Rests upon sinners. Make no turning to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. Set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. Win now not with every wind, and and go not into every way. For so do the sinner that have a double tongue. Be steadfast in the understanding, and let the word be the same. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sacred, sincere, and with patience give answers. If thou hast an understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay the hand upon thy mouth. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fault. Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in the wait with the tongue. For a foul shame is upon the thief, and the evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. Let me read that again. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. May Yahshua be a blessing to the reading of the word.
Hallelujah. All right, shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. How's everybody doing today?
Good, like Hebrew should.
All right. I see everybody looking good. All right. You know, they got a little old thing we say we feel all right like Israelites. All right. Hey, this is going to be an exciting day now. Of course, y'all know we're going to do a little recording today because, you know, not only us need this good food, there's some other people in this world somewhere need this good meal we're about to feast off of. Our own brother Tillman is going to bring a lesson today, and we're going to be talking about ministering angels. So we want to just look at that for a moment, just pay close attention. Write down your scripts, read with us, and brothers are going to get together and chop this thing up. How about that, brothers? Yeah. Can we get together? Everybody, you in with us, brother? You going to help us chop this thing up? All right. So our first script going to come from Ephesians 6 and 12. You got it, brother, from here.
It's all good.
All right.
So we're going to start in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. And the reason why we're doing all this minister of spirits and angels is because, like I was talking with Elder, we do a lot of our day-to-day in the physical. You know what I'm saying? We go to work, we wake up, go to lunch. You know, a lot of times we don't realize that there's a whole spiritual realm going on around us, and that can actually affect the outcome of your day. So what we're going to touch on is we're going to hit 3 short scripts about ministering angels. Then we're going to get into some short stories of our ancestors and how these angels moved on our behalf. And, you know, the rabbit hole go deep with this thing. So, hope to the Most High y'all understand and go forward. And we're going to have a good time today.
Hallelujah.
All right, brothers, I'll start the first script off. How about that?
Sound good?
All right, we all ready?
Yes, sir.
It comes from the book of Ephesians, Ephesians 6, chapter 12 verse, Ephesians 6 and 12. And it reads, thus wise. So we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness. We know that that's real simple, right? It says that it's telling us right now. You know, this book was written to Israel. Michael Wright Hart. Right. The book was written to Israel. And what he's doing? He's telling us to be aware of certain things. I read the script, but it's some of my art to break down, I guess.
So good. So right here, you see exactly what we're going into. That we are all born into a war. You know that Lucifer was kicked out of heaven long before any of us was thought of. And until this day, he seeks the earth like a roaring lion for whom he could devour. So we got to know that him, his fallen angels, even the fallen other angels that came down in the book of Enoch, you know, we still got these familiar spirits here on earth that we dealing with daily. So this is why Elder, you know, read in that script that we dealing with principalities, we dealing with powers, and we dealing with wickedness in high places. So we're going to hit Hebrews chapter 1.
Hey, one other thing is that, you know, a lot of us as Israelites, we focus on the physical, meaning we focus on the flesh and blood.
That's right.
We work all people in flesh and blood that what they can do and what they can't do to us. But according to the script, we got it's something a whole lot higher than that, all right?
That's right.
Everybody know, y'all know what we up against, what we wrestling against. It's not flesh, it's not blood, but it's a spiritual thing.
So your state of mind has got to be strong. You got to have a strong state of mind. And you got to have a strong state of awareness, because if you don't, it's going to creep right in. I think last week, week before last, Brother Tim was mentioning, one of the brothers brought up that how these demonic spirits, when they find you empty. And they ain't talking empty that your stomach is not full either. Am I right?
That's right.
They told that head is empty, ain't
That's right.
That head ain't paying attention. Their head don't have no word in it, so they creep right in. And according to James said that you can only be tempted by those things that of your own lust. So when these spirits come in, they're gonna come at you with something that you like, not something you don't like. You understand? Because they can't get you with something you don't like.
All of your dreams and all that.
All that.
That's right. You know, the devil, that's where he like to hit you when you sleep.
It's not a settled moment.
He give it to you just how you like it.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
For real, he gonna give you the desires, just what you left it for. That's what he gonna get you.
Yeah, he set the stage. He don't force your hand, but he set the stage for you, and you got the conscious decision to choose to do or to choose to war against the sin. You know what I mean? And actually, you know what, Elder?
Yes, sir.
If y'all want, if you could read down to wearing the armor of the Most High.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't finish my script, and I said spiritual wickedness in high places. I didn't say high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. That 13th verse in Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6 and 13, it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Elohim, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, and taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of Yeshua, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Elohim, praying always with all prayer and supplications in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Hallelujah. You see that the Most High always give you a way out. This is the armor. This is how you defeat these wicked forces that are unseen in a different realm. We gotta be, like you said, we gotta be in the mindset to have this kind of mentality, wearing this armor of the Most High when we go out and about in our daily lives, so we can battle against these type of things. So from there, we're going to jump to Hebrews chapter 1, verse 13.
Hebrews chapter 1, verse 13. Whom I would have retained with me, that in your stead he might have ministered.
1:13, bro. You got it? Yeah.
All right, so Hebrews 1:13. But to which of the angels said he at any time, sit on my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool? Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation?
Yeah. So you see, he's giving you the description and the objective of what these angels do. So right here, he's talking about how Shai was told to sit on the right hand of his father, but he was made higher than the angels. The angel's job is to be a ministering spirit unto us. And when we get deeper into this, you're going to see that when he says principalities in these high places, that these cities, every nation on earth, got a spirit on top and 12.
Psalms 91, 11 and 12.
Then we go down to some stories about these angels.
So, remember who the opponents of the ministering angel man. It's those wicked forces, dark forces, principalities. That's what the war, that's who we warn against.
Psalms 91, verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. They shall bear you up in their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone.
Hallelujah. So I just wanted to hit that short script real quick for the simple fact that you see that when we talk about guardian angels, even before any of us was into this truth, y'all be like, man, you survived. What? You went to the go-go and what happened? You know, I remember the time I was in the go-go and somebody shot up at the stage. I was in the very front. Bullets whizzing. Girl ended up getting shot. She get in the chest. She got it. My homeboy got shot in the back. Came out through his front and hit the girl in the chest. She died. My homeboy survived. He didn't even know he was shot. He went home, woke up the next morning, and he fainted in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So you think, and you be like, man, because of the grace of the Most High and His mercy, you be like, man, we didn't survive that. But you be like, man, your guardian angel must have been with you. When you see your child fall and miss a rock or the edge of the steps by this much, you be like, man, that's not a coincidence. And we're going to see about these angels that's charge over your children as well, so that he's real when he say, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid, because he got you. You know what I'm saying?
That's also the, just so we understand our source, that's also the scripture that Satan tempted Yahushua with in the wilderness.
That's right. Absolutely right. And how he shut that down, I quote him, script. So he had that armor on already. He had his helmet. And his mind was already prepared to go to war with that wicked. Because your mind was hungry. You know what I'm saying? You turn these loaves in the bread, you good, 40 days, you should be. That's how he fought that off. So we're going to jump to Genesis 19. We're going to see how our people are, and we're going to see how our people are in respect to these angels. And when I say our people, I'm talking about Israelites, our forefathers. We're going to hit Genesis chapter 19, start at verse 1. And if y'all brothers want me to, I can hit that one.
You good, Brother Rob. You want Brother Rob?
Brother God, you hit that?
Yeah.
Amen.
All right. 19:1. So it says Genesis chapter 19:1.
19, verse 1, and we're going to go down to 16 on this.
And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot said in the gate of Sodom, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and you shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and he did bake mastata.
Just me, unlimited.
It's
It's like your mother mock practice that you got a food line for people unleavened bread. It's just unleavened bread. That's all.
Alright. And they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into you this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them
out unto you, and you do to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will need to be a judge. Now will we deal worse with you than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand and poured Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so they wearied themselves to find a door. And the men said unto Lot, have you here any besides son-in-law, and your sons, and your daughters, and whatsoever you have in the city? Bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Yahweh. And Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spoke unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for Yahweh will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then does the angels hasten Lot, saying, arise, take your women and your 2 daughters, which are here, lest you be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while we lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his woman, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, Yahweh being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city.
That's good. Man, do y'all see what just happened here? So, I know we've heard this story thousands of times, but I was reading this, and a couple of things stood out to me. So, first off, they went into the city of Sodom because of the wickedness that was going on inside. They went and had an encounter with Lot. So really on the strip that they knew they was going to go there and they was going to help Lot. Reason being is because his uncle Abraham was the man of the Most High. Yeah. So because of Abraham's righteousness, these angels went forth and mercy was given to Abraham's nephew Lot. Now watch how the mercy pass on. Because of the strength of who Lot is, as the nephew of Abraham, not only Lot's daughters and wives and sons, but his son-in-laws get extended a hand of mercy. But what happened? He went out, told them what was about to go down, and they looked at him, or they mocked him. Now, I just looked at that and thought to myself, like, man, if an angel came to me and was like, hey, Steve, it's about to go down. Everybody about to get toe tagged. Better holler at your family and friends. If I call all my family and friends and tell them come to my house, the angel just spoke to me. I can tell you right now, maybe 4 or 5 may show up, but everybody else gonna be like, that nigga lost his mind. You know what I'm saying? So this show you, and this before we was even in the wilderness. So this show you the type of mindset that our peoples had. Look at what the angel said in the morning. It said Lot was lingering. Why are you lingering around? You know the city about to be destroyed. So you telling me that you in that junk, like, that him lingering means that he was still kind of second guessing himself, like, man, should I really leave? And think about what's going on through his head. He lived there, he got business associates, probably some friends or whatever. He probably thinking like, man. And think about this. When they left the city, this is probably why his wife turned back around and looked. Because they lingered. The angel had to grab them by the hand. They said he took hold of them. The angel, and they said because of Yahweh's mercy, the angel had to physically, forcefully move them out of the city. Y'all see that?
Like you said, when he separated from Abraham, he was rich. You know what I'm saying? So he probably still rich.
So yeah, he had belongings, you know what I'm saying there? So, I mean, think about that. Like, that really make you think like, man, like we really that stiff-necked. Like, the angel had to out of the city. The angel could have very well just said, I told you, you ain't listen, I'm gone.
And it wasn't like, like sometimes we might wonder, hey, was that a word from the Most High? He knew.
He knew that it was exactly. Because they made the guy go blind the night before. All this he seen. And he had word from the Most High through his angel. So I just wanted to hit on that.
But when I first read this story myself, years back, when I was Christianity, but it took a little while for me to really get something on that too, right? Because I was asking, man, how could God offer his daughters? I have daughters, man. How can he offer his daughters to these beasts outside the door and he said, do what you will all night? You know what I mean? But it also came to me as I began to know the truth and learn and understand the difference between flesh and spiritual and the spiritual form of a being. That Lot understood that because Lot came in under Abraham. Abraham came in under the order of Melchizedek. So he understood spiritual is greater than the physical. You know, those guys may have taken control and damaged his daughters as a physical, but on a spiritual sacrifice for those angels, his daughter's going to be so much more, appreciated, so much more. You can kill the body, but you cannot harm the spirit. And Lot knew that.
Right.
Because he knew he was defending righteousness. Did that make any sense to anybody? It's a hard pill to swallow.
It's a hard pill to swallow.
I mean, if we're not in that situation now, I would never say, hey man, come take my daughter. I wouldn't do that, man. I would say, come get these buckshot. But I wasn't saying come get my daughter. But from in this hour, but you think about back then what happened and how much of an emotional, spiritual situation that Lot was in at that time, and Lot had to make a decision. And like he said, he had already seen what these angels did outside the door. He knew what this was about. You see?
And you know what's funny is, Lot being Abraham's nephew, he had to know the story between when Lot was going to sacrifice. When Abraham was going to sacrifice his son.
Yes.
So, because Abraham had faith in knowing that if he sacrificed his son, the Most High was going to raise him from the dead, because he already told him he was going to make a nation from him. So how can I sacrifice my son who don't got no kids yet, and the Most High make a nation from him? Obviously, he's going to raise him back from the dead.
Yeah.
Lot probably knew that, man. Look, if they do something to my daughters, the Most High can either raise them up from the dead, or them angels would have probably took hold and destroyed that whole city regardless. And them girls probably might not even got touched.
Before you put one finger on it.
Exactly. So you see how things could have played out any kind of way, but they still played out in a way that Lot was able to be spared.
And when you're righteous and obedient, that's as we talk about Abraham and when he's getting ready to sacrifice his son, right? When you're living under righteousness and you have obedience, there's always a ram in the bush. The Most High will always give you a way out. I think that's Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 10, 13. Corinthians. See if you find that out from one of y'all. I think it's 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. If not, it's 13 and 10.
Notice the difference between, many differences between Lot and Abraham, obviously, but when Abraham was told to do what Yahs, it says he rose up early in the morning. He still didn't like what he was told he was commanded.
Right.
He rose up early in the morning, as opposed to the opposite of what we see what Lot did.
Yeah.
Yes. How did it start off?
You said 6 and 10?
No. 10 and 13.
10 and 13, I got it.
Who got it?
Me,
Let's see if you got it right.
There has no temptation.
That's it.
Taking you, but such as is common to man. But Elohim is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
That's the same situation happened to ram in the bush. But when you living in righteousness, when you living in righteousness through obedience, he keeps you around in the bush. He gives you a way out because you are standing strong in what you believe in Him. Because we know that faith is what? Action word. It's an action word. It's not a noun. It's not something to just sit there. It's something that continues to be done by your own behavior. You gotta. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. We're gonna hit from there. We're gonna jump to Exodus 23. We're gonna hit verse 20 to verse 23.
Is it Acts?
Exodus, I'm sorry.
Exodus.
Yep.
Exodus 23, verse 20. Chapter 23, verse 20. Exodus 23 and 20. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. For my name is in him. But if you shall indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto your enemies, an adversary unto your adversaries. For my angel shall go before you and bring you into the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and will cut them off.
Hallelujah. Did y'all see what he said though?
Yeah.
He said that he sent an angel before them while we in the wilderness. But when you go down, it said, beware of him. So he's actually giving them like a warning, like, beware. And obey his voice and provoke him not. For he will not pardon your transgressions. This angel, we were talking about this last week, that angels got a certain job to do.
Yeah.
They don't care who you are. They're going to do the job that the Most High sent them for from the throne. He get a decree. The angel, he go out there, he perform the job and get it done.
Without deviation. He don't deviate
Without
at all.
deviation. So, though he was there to guide them, you slipped up, then that was it. Yeah, so tag him back, give him back. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to hit on that. From there, let's jump to 1 Chronicles. This y'all can jump right here. 1 Chronicles 21. We're going to hit verse 14 through 17.
And also, just to go on what you just said about, the angels doing what they got to do. When they I don't know what angel it was, went to Zechariah and told him that he was about to have, John. He was about to have a baby. And
I think it's Gabriel.
I think John didn't believe, and he made him dumb.
Yeah, he took his speech away. He didn't want to. You could take your blessings away. Right. He could have spoke something negative in the end, and y'all gonna see that we get deeper in this. It's the spirit's always around, and they looking to, like, what he say? What he just do?
Yeah, he knew.
You know what I'm saying? So man, look, wait till we get to this script and they out there writing down what you doing.
So you can be blessed and you can kill your own blessing.
That's up your own blessing.
1 Chronicles 21, we start at verse 14. And this is the story of when King David went against the Most High. He tried to number Israel. Yeah, he slipped. So that's how you know the Most High ain't no respecter of person. This King David, the man after Yah's own heart. You know what I'm saying? Who sinned. He went against the Most High. So this is that story. All right, we're going to start on 14. So Yahweh sent pestilence upon Israel, and there fell of Israel 70,000 men. And Elohim sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, Yahweh beheld, and he repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed, it is enough. Stay now your hand. And the angel of Yahweh stood by the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of Yahweh stand between the earth and the heavens.
Stop right there real quick. Stop right there real quick. Y'all see that? That's what they try to give us out here on TV.
Yeah.
But these angels, man, are so big. That's why the universe got to be endless. You see what I'm saying? Well, go ahead, y'all, Kenny.
All right, what we at? Verse
16.
Yeah, 16, yeah.
All right, 16. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of Yahweh stand between the earth and the heaven, having a drawn sword in his hand stretched out over Jerusalem. Then David and the elders of Israel, who were clothed in sackcloth, fell upon their faces. And David said unto Elohim, Is it not I that commanded the people to be numbered? Even it is that have sinned and done evil indeed. But as for these sheep, what have they done? Let your hand, I pray you, O Yahweh, my Elohim, be on me, on my father's house, and not on your people, that they should be plagued.
Go ahead and read.
Then the angel of Yahweh commanded Gad to say to David that David should go up and set up an altar unto Yahweh in the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. And David went up at the saying of Gad, which he spoke in the name of Yahweh. And Ornan turned back and saw the angel, and his 4 sons with him hid themselves. Now Ornan was threshing wheat, and as David came to Ornan, Ornan looked and saw David, and went out of the threshing floor, and bowed himself to David with his face to the ground. Then David said to Ornan, Grant me the place of this threshing floor, that I may build an altar therein unto Yahweh. You shall grant it for me for the full price, that the plague may be stayed away from the people. And Ornan said unto David, Take it to you, and let my lord the king do that which is good in his eyes. Lo, I give you the oxen also for the burnt offerings, and the threshing instruments for wood, and the wheat for the meat offering. I give it all.
We stop there. Hey, man, but you see that because of what David did, it caused 70,000 men to drop dead. These 70,000 men, I don't know. I'm not one to try to figure out how the Most High was thinking. Maybe it could have been 70,000 Israelites who were sinning and hadn't been repenting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Shut them all down.
But because of what one man did, 70,000 people died. And he even asked the Most High. He was like, please, man, stay your hand. And, you know, the Most High, he did what he had to do. But he still had mercy, though, because the Most High was watching the angel destroy Israel, and he was the one who told him to stop. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of angel is that, though? That's destroying, like how, on the physical, what is everybody else seeing? You know what I'm saying? Is there a tornado? Is it a hurricane? Is it what's coming through there?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you look up, and it's a Malik standing between the heaven and the earth with a sword in his hand. What kind of sword is it? You know what I'm saying? Sheesh.
So from there, y'all, let's jump to Joshua, chapter 5, verses 13, 15.
And look, we can even have them angels, not even for us, you know what I'm saying, but they can be for us or against us. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't want to be on the other end of that sword. Right?
And it's funny that you say that, because we about to read that right now.
Yeah.
Joshua chapter 5, we're going to hit around verse 13, and we're going to start with 15.
13? 15.
Chapter 5, verse 15.
Chapter 5, 13 through 15.
1 through 15?
No, 13 through 5.
Oh, 5, 13 through 15. All right, I'll hold you now. You know, another point, right, real quick before we move on. You know, just like in the beginning, the Adam and Eve type of situation, by one man's sin, you had one man's sin, and everybody had been born in sin and shaped in a ridiculous sin. It's the same difference. David was the king of Israel. He was responsible. He was over Israel. So when David did this, it brought that plague or that angel to do those things unto Israel because he was leading Israel.
But you know what? Well, it's the same thing with Solomon, but it doesn't even take a obviously the king,
Mhm.
but also, with the dude that went and, he went and collected more wood on the ship.
Yes,
Side.
yes, he dropped dead right there.
It's like this
That
week.
was him, or-
He,
Nah, it was him.
it was just him, he went
It
down.
don't matter whether it's a big one or a small one, we all want to buy. So,
We just read that.
yeah, if your pinky gone, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to pick up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your toe, one of your toes missing, you're going to be limping. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the body.
Yes.
It ain't got to be the head. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
One thing happened, it affect us all because we supposed to be one body, one
Yes.
life. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
exactly. And that's good.
That's scripture. So Joshua 5, 13 through 15 says, and it came to pass when Yahushua, that's Joshua though, when Yahushua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Yahushua went unto him and said unto him, are you for us or for our adversaries? And he said, nay, but as the captain of the host of Yahweh, I am now come. And Yahushua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, what says my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of Yahweh's host said unto Joshua, loose your shoe from your foot, for the place whereon you stand is holy. And Joshua did so.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Just what we was just saying. You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna be, he ain't.
Is that right? Right?
Let's pray for him.
Yeah. That's why we need prayer. That's why we're supposed to be praying constantly for the family, y'all. See that? One little thing happened and it disrupted the body. You know what I'm saying? We all one body. Now, the brother don't feel good and we got another brother missing. We had to stop. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example. Hallelujah. Pray for the brother. But I'm just saying we all one body. That's just an example.
Yes,
Of how
yes.
one thing affects the
The
whole body.
Yes.
And it's supposed to work that way because if one of y'all hurt, then I'm hurt.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Which goes back to, not to say it wrong, but treat your neighbor as yourself.
Okay. That's right. Love your neighbor, brother. You know yourself. Okay. Okay.
How's your brother feeling, man? You all right back there?
Yeah, he ain't feeling well, so they try to get some more water.
Hallelujah.
Run that temperature.
Hallelujah.
Oh, we got that tea back there that he can drink, but he probably need water, but we got that tea back there, got him some water.
We just did Joshua 5, 13 through 15.
Oh, yeah, hitting on Joshua. But to touch on what happened with Joshua, man, he seen the angel, he was praying and getting ready to go to war with Jericho. And, Joshua looked up and he seen an angel of the Lord. And he asked him, are you here with us or are you there for the people of Jericho? He said, neither. I'm the captain of the host of the Most High Army. So, again, he's saying, I'm here to do the job that the Most High sent me to do. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for them. I'm here to do a job. Now, if that job be to destroy the people of Jericho, then so be it. But the decree went forth, and he went forth to do what he was supposed to do.
And everything in creation do what they supposed to do except for man. You know what I'm saying? We the only thing that don't do what we supposed to do. The only thing that's off sync, out of vibration, you know what I'm saying? All of that, because we choose not to keep these laws.
Exactly.
From there, we're going to jump to 2 Kings. It's going to be chapter 6, verse 13 through 19.
2 Kings 6, 13 through 19. Remember, man, they battling all day. It's a war going on you on, whose side you on. Everybody there? 2 Kings 13 through 19.
Yeah, chapter 6.
Hallelujah.
Alright, here we go. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host. And they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of Elohim was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray you, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountains was full of horses and chariots of fire around about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto Yahweh and said, smite this people, I pray you with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led him to Samaria.
Hallelujah. So,
2 Kings 6.
chapter 6, 13. So we see right there that at any time we can summon upon an air force of angels. You know, you had Elijah's servant. He was scared about, he see these chariots and the city was circled about with this army that came. And Elijah prayed and he told the Most High, man, look, open up this brother's eyes so he can see what you got going for us. And when he opened up his eyes, he actually saw the chariots of the Most High on fire around the chariots that came to attack them. And not only that, but you see the simple answer that he gave him. He was like, man, don't even be scared. It's more of them that's with us than it is of them not against us. So we always just got to remember, prayer is the strongest weapon that we have. You know what I'm saying? When you get up in the morning, you leave your house, your children leave the house, pray to the Most High and his ministering angels to watch over them. You know, you hear stories about, I remember a story my pops told me a long time ago about this girl that was walking down the alley and she was getting off work, went home, another girl took the same path and she got killed. And when the cops had interviewed the girl who went through there before, when the cops interviewed the man who murdered the girl, they asked the girl, or asked the guy, they said, well, why didn't you murder the first girl who came through the alley? And he was like, man, it was two giant men, well, two big men that was walking with her down this alley. So that just goes to show you, she didn't even know that they was dead, but he saw, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to always stay prayed up over our family and over our loved ones. Brother Chauncey, how my mind doing?
Yeah, it should have been going on.
Yeah, we get there.
You can just write this down. We already hit Psalm 91, but I think we did 12, so you can just jot down 11. But going along with the brother said, Psalm 91:11 says, for he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's right.
Upon prayer, like you said, we got an air force of angels over top of us. It's just the faith, you know what I'm saying? To believe in it and keeping these laws and commandments and walking. And we got charge of it, you know what I'm saying? We can call it. Somebody messing with us, maybe. Talk to Papa, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Dad, something, they messing with me. You know what I'm saying? He gonna send them every time.
That's right. That's right.
Especially you daughters is how y'all probably got more pull. That's like, I say, you know how your father, I'm a father, so you feel a little different, not even different, but you're more protective of your daughters. That's right. Knowing that they're more gentle and more, sensitive. So, I don't know, I can't call them the same. It's probably the same situation. The most I love is up, but you go to Zion and it's special. Like,
That's right.
climb up in daddy lap and talk to him.
That's right. So from there, y'all, we're going to hit Daniel. Prophet Daniel. We're going to go to chapter 10. And we're going to hit verses 12 and 13.
Daniel 10, 12 and 13. You know what?
Everybody there?
Daniel 10 and 8.
Daniel 10, 8. 10 and 8.
You might go past verse 7. Yeah, you can stop at 14.
All right.
Yeah, we about to get Daniel chapter 10, starting verse 8 down to about 14.
Daniel 10.
Daniel 10. Daniel 10, 8. All right, here we go, y'all. It's on 513. You go already. Yeah, 513. 10, yeah, 10. 10. All right, here we go, y'all. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then I was in a deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, O a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto you, and stand upright, for unto you am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you did set your heart to understand and to chasten yourself before your Elohim, your words were heard, and I am come for your words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the king of Persia. Now I am come to make you understand what shall befall your people in the latter days, for yet the vision is for many days.
Yeah, man. So y'all see that the angel, first thing he said was, I come for your words. So this is why we just talked about prayer being your greatest weapon, against this adversary. He come for your words. So the angel came for his words, and he heard his prayer. But he was withstood by the principality over Persia. And we were talking about the principalities is over these different nations. As we go deeper, we want to see what the name of this principality actually is over Persia. We want to even see who over these Edomites and why they treat us the way that they treat us. But I just wanted y'all to see that when we say these prayers, they do go answer. You know what I'm saying? And you see, when he say, well, I heard it, but I was withstood, sometimes you be like, man, I'm waiting for this job to come through. You know what I'm saying? You like, it's been about 3 weeks, they didn't call me back. And then third week on that Friday, they called me, hey, you know what, we're going to bring you on there, we want for the job. So who knows? That delay could have been them still interviewing people. That delay could have been a principality trying to hold your blessing back. You know what I'm saying? But that angel was still coming forth to make sure that whatever the Most High said to do, go forth and do it. You know what I'm saying? But you see, this must have been a strong principality because he had to wait for the archangel Michael to come down. And I'm talking about one hit a quitter Michael, who hit Lucifer, and he looked like a lightning bolt going down to the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got to call the big guns out sometimes.
See, they was battling.
Battling.
He was 21 days. Like,
21 days. You see what I'm saying?
They brawled. 21 days straight.
21-day fight going on. You imagine practice something for 21 days? Most World Star videos are going 21 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Right, almost 21 minutes. Sometimes 21 seconds.
You know what I'm saying? 21 seconds is it. That's it.
Brawling. Going to war. Yeah, so that it's just a thing of being patient. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the time we pray, man, your prayers, you keeping these laws, commandments, statutes to the best of your ability, man, your prayers won't get answered. But it may not be when we expect it, because them angels might be warned. You know what I'm saying? They coming down and they do what they do, but like you said, they might try and block your blessings. So it's just a matter of them angels is born for you if you're doing the right thing.
That's a strong statement, you know, which is part of 12. For from the first day that you set your heart to understanding and chasing yourself before Elohim, your words were heard.
From the beginning, when you first,
First day.
yes.
Dang, you set your heart to understand. Yeah, dang.
But
Yes.
you see also that Daniel actually had to do something too, though. See what I'm saying? He had to chasten himself and he had to get understanding first. This is why when you hear Yehoshua say, he said, pray ye, and then I will pray to my Father on you. But it's the thing that we got to do, and then he'll do it for us. There's rules to this.
It's an order. It's an order. Matter of fact, let's go to Revelation 1:1 real quick. And it show the order real quick. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. Revelation 1:1. And remember the angel said, I'm here for the captain of the host. The captain of the host center. Who do you think the captain of the host is? You know what I'm saying? Yahushua HaMashiach. You're about to read it right here. Revelation 1:1. The revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach, which Elohim gave unto him to show unto his servants the thing which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant Yahweh. And if you blink, you missed it. You know what I'm saying? It said the revelation of Yahushua, which Yah, Elohim, gave to Yahushua, and Yahushua gave the command to the angel, and now the angel going to get a command to you. That's a chain of command. You know what I'm saying? And that's right there, Revelation 1:1. It shows it right there.
Y'all see our military built just like that too. You got the ones at the top, and you got the ones all the way down to the army front line. You know what I'm saying? The ones who at the top in the Pentagon making the decisions will never be the ones that's on the front line. You know what I'm saying? Just like our president. The president will never be on the front line. He's going to send a chain of command to admiral or however the chain goes. It's going to get down. Then the decree go forward. And then we send the bombs or whatever it is that we do it. The order get carried out. They take that and model it right out of the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you might be praying and you wondering why it's not coming to you, and you don't know of anything that you've done yourself, personally, that could cause your prayers to be hindered. Sometimes me myself personally, when I go back in, I be saying something like, well, not something like I say, look, I don't say look, I said forgive me my sins known and unknown. Because it might be something I don't know that I've done that I did. You know what I mean? So I said, so forgive me for any unknown sins. You know, let me give Yeshua something to work with. I gotta give him something to work with, because these angels, just like they did Job, they gonna keep going back saying, well, you know he don't mean this. You know his heart is not right. You know he sinned against you, Father. You know, they're giving all the bad accounts that you have. So our intercessor had to go in and straighten that stuff out in order for things to happen for us in our benefit. So we had to give him something to work with. We have to try to keep the laws. We have to try to keep the statutes, commandments. You know, we have to be good to our brothers and sisters. And if there's sins that we don't know of, it's good to pray. It's just, I add that to my prayers, period. When I start my prayers off, I always have to forgive me of any sins I know, or I've known or unknown. Therefore, when you get this going, then you are covered. And we do know that once you hit sin, that's script. I can't pull it up. But when you could be living like 2 weeks sin free, and you might sin 2 weeks and 1 day away from the day you started sinning. Now, when you do that, you know all your sins are back remembered. You got 2 weeks in a good time, but when you put that bad one in there, it goes back and recover all that bad time that you have. So you've got to continuously stay prayed up in order to keep yourself covered and in line with the covenant. Am I correct?
That's right. That's why Paul say, I die daily.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll hear Christians say, oh man, I've been baptized. I'm saved.
From what?
Why are you from what? You know what I'm saying? So that pride right there alone will get them tossed into the lake of fire, because they might have been, look, your name could be blotted out of the book of life. You know what I'm saying? You working to stay in. We in there, we working to stay in. That's like your teacher say, it's harder to keep an A than it is to earn it. You know what I'm saying? You can get the A, but let's say you already got the A, and then you like, man, I got the A, I can just miss a couple of assignments.
So one of my best responses to them, I'm saved. One of my best responses was, when did the Redeemer come back? Because you're not going to be saved till he get here. So when did he show up? Y'all, did I miss him?
They talk about, I'm saved, I can't lose my salvation. The book says you got to keep on doing such and such and such.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a constant thing. Like it's an everyday battle. This thing is always constantly going on. And these angels are constantly around us. They're constantly, and like you said, the size of these guys, you know, because you got to think about it. You have to, fallen angels was giants. Don't you think a regular angel is pretty good size too? You gotta be pretty, you gotta be pretty big, you gotta have pretty much power for Michael to hit Satan and knock sparks from his butt and knock him from heaven all the way down to this earth. I can't knock nobody from here that post. You know what I'm saying? This man, you know, this angel is knocking from the heaven down into the, I know when he hit the earth, I know he put a dent in it.
Destroyed.
All everywhere.
Destroyed
The rock, yeah.
You got the angels that's holding back with the full.
Yeah, hold him back. Hold back the water too. Because, and you know, you were saying something about from one man's sin and one man's sin, we get caught up in it sometimes. Think about and how many people you killed at one time. Think about the tsunamis. Think about over there in Louisiana, where that big flood came through. What was that one?
Florida just here.
No, the other one.
Oh, Detroit.
No, the one that they opened the bayous up. Katrina. Did y'all say that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, brother.
It's all good.
I did it right on the big guns and I was that I missed sometimes. But anyway, we don't know who done committed that sin and then look how many people went down. I remember seeing a video that went through that dome every year. People had that frozen like this dead. Frozen like that dead. People walking around like ain't nothing going on, checking their pockets.
Yeah.
What was that?
Huh?
When they was up in the dome, in the Superdome down at Katrina.
They showed some pictures of the people that had died. And some of them died like this. You know, their hands like they reaching for something. You know what I mean?
Rigor mortis set in.
Yeah. So we see things happening around us, but if you don't understand the powers and principalities of what's going on this earth, what we're living in, what we're dealing with, there's a sense of confusion. And a lot of times us as Israel, by us not understanding what's going on, we get passive and let it go. But we need to dive deeper into it to find out exactly what's going on with that. So now, I'm one of those people, I like to have control of my life and what's going on in it. I don't want it to be controlled by any other force or anything other than the Most High. You know what I mean? So I got to stay tuned. I got to stay locked in. You know, so that's all of it. You have to stay locked in. And the little bitty thing, you know, he can't attack you. You cannot be attacked really to a point where it's going to be so detrimental to you mentally from a stranger way away. A lot of times they come at you right through family. Somebody that means something to you. That's how they come.
A lot of times that's the only way they can get you. Because
Yeah.
if you at your job and there's a heat and bother and you like, man, I only got to be here 8 hours, I'm about to go home.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like, you know, you at home and let's say you arguing with your child or with your wife or your parent, your brother and sister.
That's stressful.
Those are the ones that get you because you love that. You see what I'm saying? And you don't want to be at odds with them. So that's when you get a little upset sometimes. So that's why he said the enemies be close to your household. You know what I'm saying? We're going to jump to this Matthew 18.
Matthew 18.
Matthew 18.
1 through 10, and this one is for the short letters. You know, we worry about, pray about our children.
Matthew 10.
Matthew 10. 5:43 in the Hebrew. Matthew 18.
1 through 10.
And while y'all going there, I'm just going to say, like, once you get into this book of Enoch, you'll see that it's angels over top of everything. You know what I'm saying? Angels over top of the storehouses that hold the dew, the rain, the wind, the fire, the sun. Everything has an angel. Everything obeys. But yeah, that's it. Everybody there?
We're gonna pause a minute. Give us a prayer, our brothers.
Let's pray real quick, y'all.
All right.
Let's turn to the east so we know what's going on. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Father Yah, we come to you now as a whole, Father Yah. We ask that you will heal our brother Herman, Father Yah. We ask that you will just send those Malakim in which we're speaking about right now, Father Yah. May they leave out of here, go on the door, and be replaced from the minister with our brother, Father Yah. Hallelujah. Let all these things be done in the name of Yahushua of Nazareth. Hallelujah. We ask you, Father Yah, just bless the brother, Father Yah. Bless the assembly, Father Yah. Just be with us, Father Yah. Please heal them, Father Yah, in the name of Yahushua. All these things we ask, Father Yah, in the name of Yahushua. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Okay, brothers.
Right. All right, y'all, we're going to go to Matthew 18. Everybody there, right? 18, 1 through 10.
18, 1 through 10.
18, 1 through 10. All right, here we go. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receives me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom that offense comes. Wherefore, if your hand or foot offend you, cut them off and cast them from you. It is better for you to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if your eye offends you, pluck it out and cast it from you. It is better for you to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of the Father which is in heaven.
Yeah. See that? So you talking about the angels that's over your children, their faces always behold the face of Yah. So just like we talked about how the spirits that's reporting what's going on, and they're going back trying to give it either it be good or bad. Talking about these angels over these children. That's what he said, man, look, you offend one of these children, it's better you put a millstone around your neck and drown in the sea, because what I got prepared for you is way worse.
And look, it's one of these little ones which believe in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These
Sure,
little ones,
we raised up right here.
These little children of Zion that's coming up in the truth. They got Malakim around them that behold the face of the Father. Hallelujah.
And you see the benefit of teaching your children the truth. You see that?
So picture this if we had got this truth at their age, how vicious we would be. You know what I'm saying? Most of us just coming into the truth. We just learned about it. But they getting it from look.
How much heartache and pain we'll cause ourselves from not getting into, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know growing up, boy, man.
Some rough days, wasn't it?
Got some war wounds to show it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all, let's jump to Zechariah chapter 3, verse 1 through 10. We're going to hit about 4 more scripts, and then I'm going to wrap it on up.
Zechariah
chapter 3, 1 through 10.
So I mean, in the scripts we got on the stage, it's a Yahushua, but it's talking about Joshua. We're talking about Joshua. So Joshua is synonymous. Synonymous. There you go. With Yahushua. Yahushua, Joshua.
8.
It's in the book. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, baby girl. Your name.
Just gave me that 2 LP. You said that, dude, huh?
All right, so Zechariah 3rd chapter 1 through 10. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? And he showed me Joshua, or Yahoshua the high priest, standing before the angel of Yahweh, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. Let me read that again. And he showed me Yahoshua the high priest, standing before the angel of Yahweh, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. So look, right there, you have war. You know what I'm saying?
Accuser.
Yeah.
Accuser of the brother. You know what I'm saying?
So you can have a righteous Malachi right here, and then right on your left. They say right hand here, but Satan right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Waiting for you to slip and accuse him.
So you throw some in there.
Yeah. A little something to you.
Against you.
All right, so verse 2. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Yahweh rebuke you, O Satan. Even Yahweh that has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spoke unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused your iniquity to pass from you, and I will clothe you with the change of raiment. And I said, Let them set a fair mitre. How do you say that? Mitre. I can never say that word. Mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head and clothed him with garments. And the angel of Yahweh stood by. And the angel of Yahweh protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus says Yahweh Sabaoth, or Yahweh Lord of hosts, if you will walk in my ways, and if you will keep my charge, then you also shall judge my house, and shall also keep my courts. And I will give you places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, you and your fellows that sit before you, for they are men wandered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant, the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua. Upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, says Yahweh Sabaoth, or Yahweh Lord of hosts. And I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. In that day, says Yahweh Sabaoth, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So, we get that just to see, that, like Yakin said, you got your good minister, angel there, and you also got the accuser there that's always around waiting for you to slip up. He said, we talked about that movie, what was that movie with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves, The Devil's Advocate, you know what I'm saying? And he just was telling them, like, I ain't make you do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I set the stage.
Yeah.
You make the conscious decision to do it. You know what I'm saying? So from there, y'all, we gonna hit this 3 Enoch. I'm not sure if many of y'all got that. But for y'all who do this, gonna be in a suit of paper.
All right, so this what the suit of paper look like. This is what it look like. You got 3 books of Enoch, and they got a lot of books in it. We go with the ones that line up with the 66. There's some books in here that the Catholics done slid some garbage in here. So if it line up with the 66, then we rocking with it. If it don't, nah, you can move that around.
All right, so y'all remember how we spoke about principalities over Persia. So we getting ready to dive into this, and we getting ready to go into the heavenly realms. You know what I'm saying? 3rd Enoch, and this is page 266. If not, I can read that.
Page
14. Yep, that's it right there.
So Again, this is in the pseudepigrapha. It's the third book of Enoch. This is the first book of Enoch. You got two books, you got three books. So this is the first, and you got the second and the third, which is inside the pseudepigrapha. And Enoch, y'all know about Enoch, right? He was that dude, you know what I'm saying? So I admonish you to really study Enoch, because Enoch was like the first scientist, the first scribe, all of that. So Enoch has a lot of knowledge compiled in his books. All right, so this is the third book of Enoch. I'm going to read slow since we don't have it in front of us. You ready?
Yes, sir.
So Ishmael said, the angel Metatron.
That's Enoch when it says when he went on a heavenly trip with the angels, his body was transformed into, he was translated and he was changed into an angel named Metatron, the king of angels.
So you know he never tasted death. Enoch has yet to taste death.
That's right.
So when he was translated,
You said he was the king of angels?
Yeah, Metatron is the king of all angels. So you got Metatron, and you got the archangels, and you got all the angels that fall under him.
So Enoch was with Metatron.
No, Enoch is Metatron. Yeah, he was changed into Metatron. That just means beyond protons, neutrons. You know what I'm saying? He's beyond that.
so Ishmael said, the angel Metatron, prince of the divine presence, said to me, when the Holy One, blessed be he, placed this crown upon my head, all the princes of kingdoms who are in the height of heaven of Arabah, and all the legions of every heaven trembled at me.
Stop right there. Arabah is, I don't know if y'all was here, anybody was here last week, and we were talking about the different levels of heaven. There's 7 different levels of heaven when you get into the ascension of Isaiah. Arabah is the last level before the throne of Yahweh.
So even the princes of the Elim, the princes of the Aralim, and the princes of the Pasarim, who are greater than all the ministering angels that serve before the throne of glory, trembled and shrank from me when they saw me. Even Samael, the prince of the accusers.
Heard that, right? Samael, the prince of the accusers.
Even Samael, the prince of the accusers, who was greater than all the princes of kingdoms that are in the height, was afraid and shuddered at me. Even the angel of fire, the angel of hail, the angel of the wind, the angel of lightning, the angel of whirlwind, the angel of thunder, the angel of snow, the angel of rain, the angel of day, the angel of night, the angel of the sun, the angel of the moon, the angel of the stars, and the angel of the constellations, who guide the world by their direction, trembled and shrank back in alarm from me when they saw me.
So y'all see that it's going through different classes of these different angels, and all of them pretty much are backing up when they see this angel Metatron. When they see Enoch transform, you see all these different angels. It said, like, even the accuser, they shrank at him. They backed off, you know what I mean? Because he got to have some kind of power, some kind of splendor, some kind of glory. Not the glory of the Father on the throne, not the glory of the Son at the right hand, but he's got his own glory. You know, it ain't on that level, but it's at a level where all these other angels back up and like, who was that? You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. A lot of these, I think we were talking about them saying that's where a lot of these movie people get this from. Talking about Megatron and
Metatron, that's right.
Megatron and all those different things.
Transform.
Because they know about this. It's something that we don't know about. Now, like he was saying, his glory is not going to be as high as the Most High's, Yeshua, but it's so much more greater than ours and those demonic angels. And even other angels, right? Even good angels, they seem to come through like, hey man, you know, it's just an aura that he had one that had been given to him, glory that the Most High had given to him.
That's right.
And we would say aura, that when he comes, you know, somebody comes with a straight aura, you say, oh, okay, well, you know, okay. The same difference. When he come through, the angel like, oh.
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So you see that in these realms, there is a hierarchy and there is a ranking. Just like, you might not have been in here for that, but you read that up in Arabah, this is the last level of heaven. You talking about the 7 levels?
Yes.
Arabah is the last level before the throne of Yahs.
All right. I hate to miss that, but
It's all good.
I'll go back and get it. I'll go back and get it.
So look, y'all, from there we're gonna hit 281, and then we're gonna hit these 2 strips after that, and we're gonna tie it all together. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put it together like a puzzle.
Like we were talking about earlier, see, we just read it's angels over everything. You know what I'm saying? Angels over fire, the
He said that.
everything. We on 281.
Yeah, so you're gonna stay same book, 3rd Enoch, but go to page 281. That's gonna be let's see, 26. Yeah. Start at where it says
Next time we'll make sure we have these scripts on the board so you guys can read it with us, okay?
Oh, 280. Yeah, right there. Stop. Where's it? In that crown at the very top.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, listen up, y'all. Man, we talked about the Prince of Persia fighting with the Archangel Michael.
so you want to start it in that one?
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
Yep.
In that crown, Seraphael is the name of that prince, and the name of the crown on his head is Prince of Peace. Why is his name called Seraphael? Because he is in charge of the seraphim, and the seraphim of flame are committed to his care. He stands over them day and night and teaches them song, eulogy, might, and majesty, so that they might glorify their king with all manner of praise and sanctifying song. How many seraphim are there? 4, corresponding to the 4 winds of the world. How many wings have each of them? 6, corresponding to the 6 days of creation. And how many faces have they? 16.
I hear that.
Oh my Lord.
16 faces of what?
That's an angel.
Takes it everywhere.
Well, wait till they tell you how big this thing is.
All right, so 6 wings. Now let me read that again.
This one.
How many seraphim? Yeah, man.
Bother your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So this is how many seraphim there are. How many seraphim are there? 4, corresponding to the 4 winds of the world. How many wings have each of them? 6, corresponding to the 6 days of creation. How many faces have they? 16, 4 facing in each direction. The measure of the seraphim and the height of each of them corresponds to the 7 heavens. Let me read that one more time.
7 levels of heaven.
One more time. The measure of the seraphim and the height of each of them corresponds to the 7 heavens. The size of each wing is as the fullness of a heaven, and the size of each face is like the rising sun.
Y'all picture
Each face is like the
each
sun.
face the size of the sun. 16 faces.
That's a big angel.
The size of them is the size of the heaven. So now we can see how this angel is standing between earth and heaven. See what I'm saying? But keep this. Keep on reading.
Big boy. Every one of them radiates light, like the splendor of the throne of glory, so that even the holy creatures, the majestic opening, and the glorious cherubim cannot look on that light. For the eyes of anyone who looks on it grow dim from its great brilliance. So, it's orders to the matter. Some of the Mountain King, they don't even have the supernatural capability to look at another angel.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's wow. Why is their name called Seraphim?
Watch this, y'all.
Because they burn the tablets of Satan. Every day, Satan sits with Samael, prince of Rome.
Y'all see that? Y'all see why the Edomites act the way they do? Edomites are from Rome,
Rome.
man.
Yeah.
Roman.
Satan and Samael they're basically interchangeable, one and the same, but they are the principality over Rome. With tablets. He got his own tablet, just like we got tablets, the Ten Commandments. Now, guess who the Prince of Rome chilling with? Who are you?
All right, so every day Satan sits with Samael, Prince of Rome, and with Dubiel, Prince of Persia.
Woo! Now we see who was fighting when Daniel was praying. Dubiel was the one. You see how these books now, like this book was taken out of the Bible, but to get a deeper understanding, this was the angel that was trying to withstand the prayer that Daniel had going up. And the angel came and wrestled with that angel for 21 days. And Michael had to come and he had to punish Dubiel. You know what I'm saying? Michael put it on him. That's Mike Tyson of heaven. You know what I'm saying? First round.
Mike Tyson was the 7th heaven.
All right, so I'm going to read that again just so we can take it in for edification. Why is their name called Seraphim? Because they burned the tablets of Satan. Every day Satan sits with Samael, Prince of Rome, and with Dubiel, Prince of Persia. And they write down the sins of Israel on tablets and give them to the seraphim to bring before the Holy One. Blessed be he, so that he should destroy Israel from the world. So that's the accuser. You know what I'm saying? They writing down these tablets and they sending them off.
So now, if I got hatred toward my brother, don't you know they writing that down? Yeah. You might not see it. I might not act it. It might be in my heart.
That's it.
And they writing that down and put that against Israel.
That's it. That's why we judge for what we think about.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's what we thinking about. And what we thinking about, it reflects. Come all in your dreams and all that. You know how you think about something you dream about it? Same situation. We got to get our thinking together.
That's right.
Get our thinking in order. All right, so here we go. So, we'll start back a little bit so we can get some edification going on. And they write down the sins of Israel on tablets and give them to the seraphim to bring them before the Holy One. Blessed be he, so that he should destroy Israel from the world. So they gunning for us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The devil gunning for us, y'all. That's why we got to fight.
That's why they say every soul that they get of ours is like a Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah.
These other people out here that make down these other nations, it might be like the 2nd grade ribbon and the spelling bee. But to get an Israelite soul is like a Super Bowl trophy.
And look, it ain't even, they don't even care about that because the Most High don't care about that. The Most High don't care about that. The heathens, like, you know what I'm saying? So they probably don't even care about the heathens. But when they get an Israelite, oh man.
They going for the big.
Yeah.
Actually, so why he gunning so hard? They say over Israel.
Yeah.
He marking out Israel's sins. And they say everybody else.
He ain't marking nobody else's.
You know what I'm saying?
He got it so hard that he wanted the Most High to destroy Israel from the world. That's how hard he accusing us when we do stuff. You know what I'm saying? When we thinking and when he accusing us 24/7.
But not only is accusing us, they're also fighting for those other nations.
They are.
Yeah.
They're bonded with those
That's
nations.
why you think about
They made it to move.
Psalms 83.
Yes.
All the nations came together.
Yes, that's such a move right there.
Because you got the principality over Rome and the principality over Persia. And whatever other principalities is over here.
What's Persia? Persia, Iraq today,
Yeah,
right?
Persia.
Modern day Iraq, that's Persia.
And I know you brothers online and you've seen all that stuff that's going on. And who do you see holding guns and killing our brothers?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Trying to
The
destroy.
earth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Wow.
So just I'm gonna go back and read a little bit again. All right, so that he should destroy Israel from the world. But the seraphim know the secrets of the holy. Not my fault. But the seraphim know the secrets of the should fall. What then do the seraphim do? Every day they take the tablets from Satan's hand and burn them in the blazing fire that stands opposite the high and exalted throne.
Hallelujah. So that work don't even get past, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He like, man, look, I got this on Israel. Can y'all take this to the Most High? They like, yeah, we got you, dog. Right to the fire.
Right, give me that.
Nah,
Why look at it?
you know what I'm saying? Why? Because we got Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? He's So the seraphim's job is to take the let's say the new artist CD and it never makes it to the record label. It jumps on straight to the garbage. You know what I'm saying?
You imagine how many Malakim and how busy it is. You know what I'm saying? Just messages.
But
get that out of here.
That should be encouraging though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though the devil was like, man, I know what you did. I know what you was thinking. All that is going from here. And the Most High see it because it said that the pit is right across from the throne. So he's sitting on the throne like this. He's like, man, go ahead and toss that down. And they drop it. Right in fire.
And that shows the extent of the love
Yeah.
I Elohim has for Israel. You see? That thing is so much bigger than, it's just so much bigger than us.
So I'm gonna go back. What then do the seraphim do? Every day they take the tablets from Satan's hand and burn them in the blazing fire that stands opposite the high and exalted throne, so that they should not come into the presence of the Holy One, blessed be He, when He sits upon the throne of judgment and judges the whole world in truth. That was it.
That's it. So I wanted y'all to see that, to see that who the principalities of these different nations that's against us, and what actually is taking place in a different realm in front of the heavenly throne. Our transgressions are being tossed out. The accuser who has his own tablets. This is, and it makes sense. This is why it say before the sun go down. It say every day they bring these tablets. This is why they say, man, don't be mad at your brother or anybody's son. Yeah. Because that's the start of a new day. So you should be making peace before that day is over with. You know what I'm saying? Because when that tablet go before the throne, even though it's tossed trash, it's tossed in the trash because he see at the end of that day, you know what that brother did, just slipped, but at the end he kind of repented and told his brother he apologized. So we're going to toss that in the trash. See, we just getting a broad view of the story, but we don't know exactly the conversations that they having up there. We don't know what's going on. We just know that on our behalf, they are interceding to help. You know what I'm saying?
We got to do the right thing, though.
We got to do our part.
We got to do our part. Fight this flesh. You know what I'm saying? It be this flesh. It don't even really, I ain't gonna say it don't be our shaitan, but for the most part, it be us. It be our flesh. It be our ego. It be our pride. And we gotta get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep that, man. Us keeping the commandments is a value. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Pride is the beginning of the fall.
Let's jump to Daniel chapter 12. We're gonna go through that charge over us.
Right. Hallelujah.
Chapter 12, verse 1.
Daniel 12:1. See who over these Israelites. See who over you brutal people. Brutal. Oh, you brutal people. Daniel 12.
We're going to start at verse 1.
Everybody get there. Hallelujah. I was messing with my man Shelby. You know his name Elimelech is Hebrew. Surname Stephanos Tillman of Judah.
Hey, look at that. Screenshot that conversation. People like, man, what is they talking about? I'm some Maccabees.
I hear all that Daniel, right? Flow. Here we go. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which stands for the children of your people.
Woo! Who we got? We got Mr. Michael himself.
That's the one we
need. Israel. Mike Tyson, the angel. Man, look.
That's one knocks sparks from Satan.
Knock spots from Satan. You know what I'm saying? Knock his brain loose. That's who we got.
Beat the brakes off on one side.
Hey, what's this? This is a future prophecy, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is a future prophecy right here. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which stands for the children of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since. Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the Sefer, or the book, And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But you, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Hey, but you know what is funny? As you reading that, you see that we still got to be doing our part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because he said he's going to deliver those who are doing what they're supposed to be doing, so that we can be spared, and even those who are resurrected, who died in righteousness, can be resurrected to righteousness. And that's 1 Corinthians 15, verse 50, I believe, where it talk about the corruption got to put off, and put on incorruption in your body, and transformed. You know what I'm saying? Or even in Ezekiel, I want to say that's what, 37, where it talk about the dry bones getting up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all of it ties together like a puzzle. So I got one more scripture in Jude chapter 1, verse 9. But y'all see that Michael is over us, man. As a nation of people, we just got to be doing what we supposed to be doing.
He's going to stand up for us in that time. They call it the time of Jacob's trouble. He's going to stand up for us. We got big Mikael on top. That should make you feel good. I mean, we got Yahs, captain of the host. We know that we got Mikael.
The other angels call for them.
You know what I'm saying? He's standing up over us.
So y'all see the chain of command, though? Like, we got power. That's what Israel means. Prince of the power. So we got to start realizing, like, man, look, even though we in this physical realm, our prayers that go up, the ministering spirits going to come from our prayers, just like I said in Daniel 10. We got to start believing this, putting it in a mind frame, and knowing. This is why he said, man, look, speak these things into existence. Or speak it as if it already come to pass. Why? Because in a realm that we don't see, it's already in the works. You know what I'm saying? So
Spiritual is more real than
man, that's right. They say when you die, that's when you really start living. Whether you go to torment or whether you go to paradise to Abraham's bosom. You know what I'm saying?
senses are supposed to be more acute.
All that,
Speak those things that are not as if they were.
As if they were. Because they are the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying?
You got to think on it. You got to think on it. Think on them virtuous things. All of that. That's all heavenly things. You know what I'm saying? You want to have your mind on that stuff. If you have your mind on the fact that you know it's ministering angels and stuff coming, man, you're not even thinking about sinning. You know what I'm saying? Right. For me, at least it changed my whole perception on things, man. Like, just focusing on the heavenly things. Yeah. Everybody in Jude, right? Yeah. All right, so what was it? Jude 1:9?
Yeah, chapter 1, verse 9.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, you do it.
Okay. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses.
Y'all see that? Moses up on the mountain, he wasn't able to go into the land, the promised land. And while his body laying dead lifeless on the mountain, you got the devil trying to grab him, but you got Michael contending with him like, oh, nah. Yeah. Even though he didn't pass through, it's still on the arm. You know what I'm saying?
That's an Israelite right there.
Get that. He down with us. And those, listen, Michael, not Gabriel, not Raphael, not Uriel. Yeah. Michael, the angel who's over Israel.
Yeah. Michael coming to get this powerful Israelite. Because you know, you imagine what Satan would have did with Moses' body, man. Go ahead, Sissy.
Yeah, just as you guys were thinking, it was just bringing to mind that the Most High gave us Michael. He gave us Michael.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So he gave us the best.
He gave us the best.
He gave us the best.
And we can see that we're even protected even after death.
Yes.
You see?
And you know when they say they contended over this body, y'all remember the movie Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember when Willie, what was his name? Willie? Remember he got hit by the car? Yeah. And then you see them shadows, man, they used to scare me when I was a kid. When they come Aaron came in the same form, but Michael wasn't having that. Nah, Slim, he with us. You know what I'm saying?
Back up off there.
Back up on him.
Can you imagine what else they told what did with Moses' body, man? He had the Israelites worshiping Moses' body, you know what I'm saying?
Man, like I told Archie, you got my spots from you a while back.
Yeah.
If you don't get up off this body, man, it's gonna be round 2.
You don't want that.
You don't want to deal with that. I know you don't want that.
That's right.
You go with the last one.
Alright, so go
Can
back.
we go down to 11?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go 9. I'm trying to see even okay. Matter of fact, since we was reading on Sodom and Gomorrah, we'll go back up to 7, verse 7 and read down.
That's what's
All right. Sounds good.
Matter of fact, let me start at 6 with these dummies.
There you go.
Yeah, I said that the dummies talking about the Malachi who left their estate. They left their heavenly habitation for this stuff down here. All right, verse 6, 1:6. Jude 1:6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth in example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moshe, dared not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, Yahweh rebuke you. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts. In those things they corrupt themselves. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, we all got an understanding of what we fight against daily, what we got on our side daily, the mindset we should be in daily with the armor. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to go into this when you think about it on a different spectrum. You know, like I said, we wake up, we brush our teeth, we go about our day. You know what I mean? But man, it's plenty of times where sometimes you think like, oh man, like you might have an airplane ticket, you're about to go on a trip, get to the airport, you forgot something. Come find out it was a problem on the airplane you were supposed to catch. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody in here got an instance where it was like, man, this could have happened, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I told the elder, man, I already know my days that was appointed for death. And the Most High, through His mercy, He switched let's say the goings about of my day into changing. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go to this block party with my cousin, man. We talked about this thing for about a week. I ended up doing something else instead of going to the block party. My cousin got into a fight with somebody. They shot his car with an AK-47. Only side of the car got hit was the passenger side. I would have been sitting there. So I thank the Most High that He changed the course of my day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's just something to reflect on. Like, man, I shouldn't even be here. And then reading this and seeing, like, man, nah. Well, that's why I say don't make plans. You know, if the Most High will. Yeah. Because we don't know what's going to happen from day to day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, in 15 years, I'm going to draw my 401k. I don't know if that's in the plans for me. You know what I'm saying? 15 years from now, I might not even be here. Anything can happen. So that's why we say if the Most High will, let His will be done. We'll let Him guide our feet. Any brothers got anything they want to add in or we got?
Yeah, I just want, since we are touching on angels, go to the book of Enoch real quick again. This first Enoch, chapter 20. I'm going to just read the names and functions of the 7 archangels.
Oh, yeah.
So, verse 1 says, And these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who was over the world and over Tartarus. Everybody know what Tartarus is? It's the place of the fall, it's the prison of the fallen angels.
Right.
So that's Tartarus.
And then you got one dude there too.
Yeah, you got that Dudiel, yeah, okay. Alright, so these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who was over the world and over Tartarus. Raphael, one of the holy angels who was over the spirits of men. Ragiel, one of the holy angels who takes vengeance on the world of the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, listen to this. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, he is set over the best part of mankind.
That's Israel.
You know what I'm saying?
That's Israel.
We gotta live up to that.
Deuteronomy 7, you were chosen people.
That's right.
Right, set apart.
That's right.
For the master's use.
That's right. So us being conscious Messianic Israelites, we gotta live up to that best part.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So we don't let down this, well, we ain't gonna let down the script because they're gonna go forward.
Yeah.
But I wanna be one of the ones who make it in the kingdom. That was being one of the best parts. Let me in. You know what I'm saying?
In a nutshell, we gotta micromanage our thoughts.
That's right.
So that was verse 5. So I'm going to read it again. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, he that is set over the best part of mankind and over chaos. And Michael is over chaos as well. So was that him?
Well, yeah, was that Michael that came and destroyed Israel?
Yeah.
70,000 men?
When David was looking up. Is that right?
You know what I'm saying?
Verse 6, Serachiel, one of the holy angels who is set over the spirits who sin in the spirit. Whoa. One of the holy angels who is set over the spirits who sin in the spirit. You can sin in the spirit.
He says spirit in.
Sin in the spirit. You might get into that. Yeah. Sin in the spirit. What spirit is that? S-I-N. Yeah. As in, yeah. Transgressions of the law.
Sin in the spirit.
Sin in
Well,
the
you know what
spirit.
though? Look, the fallen angels, they was spirits. And they came down to sin. They just started in their mind. They saw the daughters of man and was like, ooh, look at them Israelite sisters. They came down and they sinned. So,
Thanks. And it says who set over the spirits. It doesn't say which spirit.
Good.
Who sin in the spirit. Gabriel. No, that's your soul. Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. And Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise. So those are the names. Remiel, the last one. Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise.
What about paradise?
Paradise.
that was Gabriel.
That was Gabriel. So Gabriel, the one that,
Before that.
and we all know, everybody heard of Gabriel. I don't know, it's always Gabriel who on the front scene for some reason.
He be delivering messages. He came in Joseph and delivered the message. You know, he came to Mary and deliver a message. He may not be as violent as his brother Michael. You know what I'm saying?
But that's and it said also over the serpent. Read that.
Gabriel, one of the holy angels who was over paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise.
But when the cherubims put at the gate, when they kicked them out of the garden.
Two of them.
Yeah.
The last one means, though, it said those who
All
rise
those
up
who
is
rise.
ascending.
And that's what I'm thinking.
He might be the one that's like maybe flying the ship. I don't know. Maybe he want to send you up.
Those who rise. Yeah, and I'm thinking it has to be ascending. You consciously rise, you elevate, like that's what we going for. So we have to chop that one up.
And look, y'all, if y'all read the book of Tobit, I don't know sure if y'all familiar with that book. It's in the Apocrypha. Man, Tobit had an angel that was walking. The whole book is the angel Raphael had disguised himself. I believe it was Raphael. He had disguised himself as like a traveler, but he was rolling with Tobit and his family, and like he was telling them like, hey, if you want to do this, do that, do this. He was telling them how to cure different ailments in his body. He was telling them, because like, I think Tobit had a problem with his eyes. He told him to go get like some fish grease or something, rubbing on his head. Like he was telling them all these things, and at the end of the story, he revealed, he was like, man, I'm actually an angel. So that's another good one as far as the ministering spirit, because he came down in the form of a man. And, you know, that's why I say be careful when you entertain, because you could be entertaining an angel.
That's good. That's good right there.
But also, and Enoch, look at what happened. Exactly what it is. It's telling you, you know, these angels that came down and when they start, how they start teaching evil. Okay, you know.
Yeah.
So it's telling you what all of these.
Last week we
That's how we
talking
got here. That's how we got here this week. We went
about
over that last week.
we talking about talking how to make weapons,
Yes.
the war and all that. And that's what we talk about, man. Look, ain't no man just wake up and think about nuclear, thermonuclear weapons. You know what I'm saying? That's a fallen angel coming out the door. You want to destroy the world, you want to give it back to Israel. Do this. You know what I'm saying? He's telling them, you know, what to do. So again, you know, these like politicians and these people with power and all that, please believe that they are definitely very much in tune to these spirits that's around them. That's like when we talked last week, the mountain of Mount Hermon, where the I think it was 200 angels that descended down from heaven in the book of Enoch to go forth into women. They got a UN base over there.
Right there.
All the mountains. They could have been on Mount Kilimanjaro. They could have been at the Appalachian Mountains. They go to Mount Haran, where these fallen angels came down.
And you can Google that. You can Google that. All you gotta do is Google UN base on Mount Hermon, and it'll pop up and show you. Let me read this verse real quick. This is I don't even know which. Chapter 98, Enoch, verse 7. So we were talking about
71 D2, because they talk about Yahushua and he lining up. Raphael, Michael, all his soldiers, and they getting ready for battle. You know what I'm saying?
So this is in regards to like just the angels scribing and writing down on those tablets and stuff. So it says, and do not think in your spirit, nor say in your heart, that ye do not know, that ye do not know, and that you do not see, that every sin is every day recorded in heaven in the presence of the Most High. From henceforth ye know that all your oppression wherewith ye oppress is written down every day till the day of your judgment. So everything we do, everything we think is being written down. And based upon how we move and how we think, we will be judged. So, or upon our death.
We say even our oppression, huh?
Yeah.
So those who oppress us, he even writing that down.
Yeah.
It's like he meant to send us into captivity, but he said, I didn't mean for them to forward the affliction.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking about Edomites hanging us from trees and castrations, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
they writing all that down. And man, we just flesh can guarantee, you know what I'm saying, we probably gonna transition into the next life. You don't know when you're gonna transition. So if they writing all that down, you wanna have a good report. You wanna have a good report because you don't know where you're going. If you gonna get to them gates, you either gonna go left or right. And y'all gonna be able to bring that out, you know what I'm saying, one day about the Sheol or the gates of hell, and we can get into all of that. Now there's angels over that too. There's angels over the
what is it? There's a party.
Stay there to the party.
Stay there and party.
Okay.
Whenever y'all ready for that, we can jump on that and show you exactly what happened when you leave.
When you leave here, when you die, and that thing I had
you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing. It ain't pretty.
Yeah. It scared me every time.
Where is that?
Stay over the party. It's like
it's a four Ezra.
It's about Abraham's bosom, pretty much.
Yeah, it describes Abraham's bosom.
Because we always read Abraham's bosom, but nobody ever been like, what is Abraham's bosom? How was Lazarus? You know what I'm saying? Looking up. How was this rich man talking? How was so it breaks down.
The rich man, he has to dip his finger in water, but it shows that there's actually a palm in Abraham's bosom. Not only that, but look.
It's not the Gulf that was the
Yeah, and then there's a Gulf. It's 4 places. And that's you want to read that, it's like Enoch chapter 20, I believe. But, I mean, it's deep, even to the point where Enoch, he was like, man, who was that voice screaming out? And the angel told him, he said, man, that's Abel. And then when Abel was slain, they said his blood cried out to the Most High in Genesis. So all that stuff backs each other up and just gives them more detail. You know what I'm saying?
Abel's blood cried out to the Most High.
And he was crying in Abraham's book.
But like this brother right here, this is the works of Josephus.
That's good.
Flavius Josephus. And he was born, a lot of people think he was a Greek. He wasn't Greek, he wasn't no white boy, he was an Israelite.
His real name is Judah ben Matthias.
Yeah. But he did a discourse on Hades, concerning Hades to the Greeks. I put it on the text, I don't know if you brothers read it.
Yeah.
But he did a discourse, and in that he breaking down pretty much the gates of Hades and what happens beyond death, and it's a lot to bring up. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we better get into that, because like I said, that'll lead up, it's angels over everything. Over the torments, and from the time you die, that death angel come, you either going to hear what is it, singing and hymns, or you going to the left when you about to
Straight to
you going, yeah.
Judas did.
Ain't no resting in peace if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're going through torments daily until the judgment. And then it's so bad that it said that they see the lake of fire as they going through their torments, and they not resting in Abraham's bosom. They see the lake of fire and they know, like, oh man, I done lunched out. I know I'm going there. So you know it's conscious after this realm right here.
Why are you being tormented by angels that got, let's say, a face of a jaguar and tusks like a bull?
Ugly
Can
angel.
you imagine this ugly thing
That's
beating
what
you
you call it.
with 500,000 lashes?
Yeah.
That's an apocalypse of Zephaniah. I don't scare you.
And so at this point, is there anybody that have any question before we close out on this particular lesson? Anybody have any questions on this lesson?